Crime Macho is directed by Clint Eastwood. Rob Harris, what say you about this movie?
Well, I'll tell you what, I went in with high hopes because I love Clint Eastwood. Big fan of his all throughout history. Love Gran Torino. Even more than that, getting back in the theater. I usually go about 30 times a year to the theater. This is the fifth trip that I've made since the lockdown, so was real excited for the movie. So I went in to go see Crime Macho, and it wasn't Crime Macho, it was Crime Mucho. Yeah, it was pretty rough.
It was tough to watch because we both are huge Clint fans. And
big time. The plot kind of unfolds, and you're like, well, I guess this is what we got to go with. And that's the problem with the film, is it's on the surface the whole time. So there's no curveballs, there's no anything. I mean, They come and raid that cockfight, and Clint hides behind a pole. And we just got to go with it. The federales, they're not real thorough, I guess.
No.
And then he's going down the road for, after he's been threatened and kicked out and whatever.
Yeah.
And he's going down the road, and all of a sudden he's got a stowaway. And here's the best part. Here's the first time the rooster reveals his superpowers, right?
Which is Macho is the rooster. That's
Macho.
Macho.
They should have been playing Alice in Chains Rooster the whole time. It would have helped. It would have been way better.
The rating goes up.
I hope you're listening, buddy.
Yeah.
But they're going down the road, and all of a sudden the kid's like, "Well, here I am."
Yeah.
And there's the rooster. The rooster wouldn't make any noise.
I know. This was a $33 million budget.
Where are you hiding the money? Somebody's accountant got rich. What? Did they spend it on all the explosions?
No. There was one car chase at the end of this movie. There's one tense moment with some outlaw that's coming after them, and the scene was terrible. And then he punches some other guy in the face, and that was it. That was the only action in this movie.
I'll tell you what, I like seeing some of the supporting people in there. That's one of the few bright spots. I thought Marco Rodriguez, working him in there as a horse trainer, I thought that was great. For those of you who don't know, he's the psychotic bad guy in Cobra. He's a solid, supporting actor. So I didn't think Dwight Yoakam was terrible.
No, it was a little. It just felt that scene in the beginning felt really just flat, dude. I know Clint's notorious for doing a couple takes, but he should have done a couple more, man. It was just very. There was no emotion behind those scenes.
Doesn't like to yell action. Doesn't like to yell cut.
No, lots of pointing on set. We've worked on Clint movies and stuff, and look, man. I just feel like this thing, and there's a whole backstory to this thing. This is a novel. This was first a movie that was pitched around 1970. Then it was turned into a novel by the guy. He was dedicated to getting this thing out there. And I'm imagining Clint on the set of Outlaw of Josie Wales.
You a bounty hunter?
Yeah, he's got to do something for a living these days.
Dying ain't much of a living, boy.
Reading this thing like Rick Dalton.
What are you reading?
Just a Western.
On the fucking lot. And
Rick
it's like,
Dalton.
Did you know Arnold was supposed to play this part as well?
Well, was that supposed to be a comedy? Would that have been a comedy then?
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Kindergarten Cop too.
Rooster. Obviously, it's a spoiler review, but at the end, when that rooster eats the spinach and goes full foghorn leghorn and saves the day,
I know.
I lost it, man.
It took 50 years to get this movie made, and this is what we fucking got, Rob.
I'll tell you what, if you take 50 years, you better come a lot harder than that. And it's bad because you don't want to run it down too much. I mean, Clint, the fact that he's 91 years old, he's directing and he's acting, that's fantastic.
Absolutely.
But unfortunately, it doesn't make the film any better.
No.
And so you can't lie and say, hey, it's a great movie, it's this and that, because it just isn't, unfortunately.
Some of the photography was pretty. That had some nice classic Western photography, had that neo-Western feel. But yeah, man, the story just never came together. So what is your official review of this movie, Rob?
Yeah, now that we've thoroughly run it down, and I would
sadly.
give it 5. I would give it 2.5 stars.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and it's just largely because of Clint, just because of him directing, him acting. It is worth it to go to the theater to see Clint Eastwood on the screen. Not his best work, not his best film, but the experience, especially since we've all been locked out of the theaters for a very long time, it is what it is. It's not a great film. I don't want to mislead anybody. But at the same time, the experience sometimes is worth the trip.
I got to go one notch lower. I'm going to go 1.5 stars for this movie.
1.5.
And it would have been like a 0.5 star review for me if it wasn't for Clint. It got a 1.5 because of Clint, man. But otherwise, this was a tough
It was, and for being based on a novel, where are the great lines? I don't remember one line from the film.